What's going on, guys? Messi here and welcome to a brand new video and welcome to your daily dose of transfer gossip. And today it is going to be the 4th of December and it's a Wednesday. We've got confounders to go through as well as the rumours. So just before we get started, if you could do our good stuff by leaving a like rating, press the subscribe button if you're new, and press the bell notification next to it so you never miss an upload. Current schedule every day at 8 AM UK time will be a new transfer episode. And finally, in the comment section below, we found out on Monday that Messi won a 6th Ballon d'Or. Now, who do you think will win it in 2020? So the very first bit of news today comes out of Turkey and it's about former Premier League striker Emmanuel Adebayor. He's now become a free agent after leaving Kayserispor and he only joined them 3 months ago. But the main reason, or the reason itself that he's left them already, is because the club right now, they have got a fair amount of financial issues. My guess is that he was on quite a large wage, so getting him off the books kind of helps them. Whether he's going to get a new club or retire, we'll have to wait and see. The first rumour of the day comes from a site called Milan News. They're saying both Wolves and West Ham are expected to try and sign AC Milan midfielder Frank Kessié in January. They say the Premier clubs are interested in the Ivorian international and could table bids between 20 to 25 million euros. Wolves did try very hard in the summer to try and bring him in, but they weren't really able to get a deal across the line, and they are very much expected to return with a new offer next month. They also mentioned Kessié has fallen out of favour at the San Siro, so realistically a transfer away it is probably best for all parties involved. And next up we have got a short one from reports in Turkey. They're saying Galatasaray have asked Liverpool about Xherdan Shaqiri. They want to bring him in on loan, potentially an option to buy included, and they're looking to sign attacking reinforcements in the winter transfer window. Shaqiri has only just returned from injury and he's pretty much missed the whole season so far, and that's the reason why he hasn't featured at all. But then again, last season his game time was very limited as well, and you would imagine that for a player like him he wants to be playing week in, week out, or at least get the opportunity to. But because December is a very busy month for football sides, so it wouldn't surprise if he does get some minutes this month, and that could persuade him to stay. Mario Balotelli can leave Brescia on a free transfer in January because he's not suited to a relegation scrap. And that's according to their club president Massimo Cellino, sorry I said his name wrong by the way, and the quote does say, "In January he can leave on a free. In this moment he needs to choose which road is best for him. He won't be short of offers if he does become a free transfer because last couple of days he was into LA Galaxy in the MLS and also Flamengo in Brazil." And next up, the Football Insider are saying West Ham will allow goalkeeper Roberto to leave in January. And that is great news for the Hammers, by the way, because what he's played so far, he was absolutely shocking. They say he's only been there for a few months because he has, and it's not known where Roberto will end up, but most likely a return back to Spain is the most probable outcome. A very short one from the Manchester Evening News is that Mauricio Pochettino wants to become the next manager of Manchester United. There were rumours saying that if he goes to another Premier League side or whatever club he goes to, he will have to pay the £12.5 million that Spurs paid him to leave. It wouldn't surprise me though if whatever club does try and bring him in covers all fees to bring him to the club. So yeah, he'd have to pay a £12.5 million, but it'd essentially be refunded it straight back. And next up, according to Goal.com, they're saying Juventus are piecing together transfer plans with one eye on the future, and they've got €50 million rated Brescia midfielder Sandro Tonali in their sights. Goal has learned that the Italian international has emerged as a top transfer target for those in Turin, but they do face competition from Paris Saint-Germain. Roma have made the signing of Napoli right-back Husai their priority in the January transfer window, and this story is from Calciomercato. They have identified the position as one in desperate need of strengthening because Spinazzola and also Zappacosta are struggling with fitness, and as for Florenzi, he's failing to convince them. A player that has been into a lot of different clubs so far already is going to be Rakitic from Barca, and the Croatian international has refused to rule out the prospect of joining rivals Atletico Madrid in January. He might choose to stay in Spain, and would Barca sell to a rival? I'm not really too sure. I know Atletico would sell to Barca, as the Griezmann story obviously proved to be true. But he could also go to Italy, to either AC Milan or Inter Milan, but Juventus have ruled out a move. Fabrizio Romano is reporting that AC Milan have been offered the opportunity to sign Chelsea striker Olivier Giroud, but the Rossoneri are not interested because they've got other priorities, and that story leads into the next one, and it's according to the Daily Telegraph. They're saying Zlatan Ibrahimovic has agreed a deal with AC Milan that will see him return to the club. Despite his age, there's still so much interest in him from the likes of Bologna as well, but he's decided to return back to AC Milan, which for FIFA, it potentially could provide a great flashback item. An interesting story from Don Ballon is that Barcelona are prepared to offer 70 million euros plus Arturo Vidal, that's for Inter striker Lautaro Martinez. The Spanish champions see the Argentine as the ideal long-term replacement for Luis Suarez, who has also been linked to a move away from the Camp Nou next year. But the CEO of Inter Milan, Giuseppe Marotta, he has said not to be concerned whatsoever by the transfer speculation surrounding a star player. And in regards to Martinez, so far this season, the partnership with Lukaku, it has been really good. Inter as of right now is sat top of the Serie A above Juventus, which was their main target anyway. And could they end the massive streak of Juve? We'll have to wait and see, but so far so good. And as for the Arturo Vidal part of the rumour, he was linked to United a couple days ago, but those sources did also say his main target would be return to Italy, and in particular link up of Conte at Inter Milan. And next up, Cadena SER have got an update from one story from yesterday's episode, and that is about Napoli midfielder Fabian Ruiz going to Real Madrid. And the article does say Real are very much optimistic they can complete a deal for him. The Italian giants are expected to demand a fee within the region of 100 million euros for a prized asset, who does favour a move to the Santiago Bernabeu over a possible switch to Barcelona. The story yesterday had a fee of 80 million euros, so the price has gone up 20 mil from yesterday, but whoever gets him has got a fantastic midfielder, but I doubt Real Madrid are the only team interested. And another player from Napoli linked to Real Madrid now is going to be Kalidou Koulibaly. The article does suggest that Real Madrid are preparing to submit a lucrative offer for the Napoli central defender at the end of the season, as according to Calcio Mercato. They do see the Senegal international as the ideal long-term successor to Sergio Ramos. And now we have got a couple of stories about Christian Eriksen, and the first one comes from the Daily Mail. They're saying Christian Eriksen has told Jose Mourinho face to face that he wants to leave. The new Tottenham manager did try and get him to extend his stay, as it's quite clear now if he doesn't sign a new deal, he could be a free agent in the summer. He was offered over £200,000 a week to stay, but has refused to sign it. And the final part comes from the Evening Standard, saying Tottenham are pushing to sell Eriksen in January for a fee of less than £40 million. He did come out last summer and say publicly that he wanted to go, and Real Madrid were very much interested, but nothing actually happened unfortunately for him, and he was also linked to Manchester United. But the fact is that he didn't go anywhere, he's still got a contract at Spurs, but that is running out. So do they lose him on a free and keep him for the rest of the year when right now I think he's a bench player for them anyway because he's been dropped? Or do they sell him free at a cut price still basically next month and maybe even strengthen a rival? It doesn't say what club he would go to, but you would imagine Juventus are in the frame because they like free transfers and he's a great player. United are probably still interested. Real Madrid might show interest at a cut price fee. So his future, it probably lies away from Tottenham. I forgot to mention this part in the Fabian rumour, by the way, and obviously I said about Real Madrid being optimistic of signing him, but it does say signing him next week. A player that seems to be featuring every day now is going to be Kylian Mbappe, and according to TF1, he'll wait until the end of the season before making a decision on his future. The PSG striker has been linked to Real Madrid and Liverpool over the recent weeks, and he'll weigh up his options when the 2019-20 campaign comes to a close. Le Parisien suggested a couple days ago that he would be going to Real Madrid in the summer window, but at this point in December it seems a bit premature to say that, but I still wouldn't write it off. I think he will be a Real Madrid player at some point. Will it be in a few months' time? We'll have to wait and find out. And next up we have got a story about Fernandinho, who in the summer could potentially be a free transfer because his contract is expiring, and Pep Guardiola has said the club won't make a decision on his future until the end of the year, or end of the season shall I say, which does mean that his deal expires on June 30th. So if he isn't offered a new deal between now and maybe even January because he can speak to other teams, he could go on a free. Atletico Madrid are struggling in La Liga, and they're reportedly looking at Milan's Piontek and Torino's Balotelli ahead of the transfer window. After Antoine Griezmann left for Barca, Atletico have been struggling for goals, and they're currently sat in 6th place in La Liga after 15 games. AS report they could offer to take the misfiring Piontek on loan from Milan, at the same time offer 35 million euros for the Torino captain. But that, guys, is going to be it for this video. So if you could do that good stuff by leaving a like rating, press the subscribe button if you're new, and press the bell notification next to it so you never miss an upload. My previous video will be down below in the description box, and current schedule every day at 8 AM UK time will be a new transfer upload. So thank you for watching this video, I'll see you next time.